This week in the show, we're talking the gone too soon sci-fi western series Firefly. Stick around for a galactic war, witty one-liners, and some of the best characters in the verse. I'm David.
I'm Caolan.
And this is Two Men the Podcast.
David, have you seen The Boys?
I have seen The Boys, yes.
Okay, do you know Huey, the main
Yes.
guy? Do you know who his mother is?
I don't know her personally, no.
Rom-com star Meg Ryan is his mother.
Fuck off, no.
Yes, I've just found this out. I was researching Meg Ryan because I was talking about rom-coms for our secret episode on Tuesday. Huey is the son of
Meg Ryan.
Sleepless in Seattle, When Harry Met Sally star Meg Ryan. And before we jump into Firefly, David, I have found the best TV show ever made.
Firefly.
It's not Firefly.
I think it
I
is
suspect
Firefly.
you might know about this show once I reveal it to you. You have Disney Plus, David. We share it. I pay for it.
I do, yeah.
Are you a fan of the Muppets?
As we've discussed, neither of us know which are the Muppets.
Yeah.
So, not particularly, no.
On Disney Plus, if you search the Muppets, there is a 19 episode, one season show in the style of The Office, but also 30 Rock.
Okay.
It's about Miss Piggy's reality show, whatever, her fucking, what do you call that, shows where people come on and you have guests, like Graham Norton's
Oh, talk show.
Talk show.
Yeah.
She has a talk show and she has guests on. I've only seen the first episode, but it's told with like one-on-one interviews as in The Office style Modern Family,
Yeah.
but with the 30 Rock background, and it's just the Muppet with actual people.
Sounds incredible.
So I don't know what the Muppets' names are, but the bin man who lives in the bin, the bear.
Oh, Oscar the Grouch?
No, there's a different one. Or maybe he just roots around the bin, because they talk about the bin a lot. He is posing to his girlfriend, who's a human woman, and goes
Nice.
to meet her parents.
Nice.
They don't like him because he's a Muppet.
It's like some Sonic 06 vibes.
Yeah, so he takes them to the show to introduce them to Miss Piggy and stuff because they're massive fans. And she has a guest on, and it's, I can't remember her name. It's Kim from Scrubs. They have like actual people in.
Okay, yeah.
Like, as far as I can tell, every episode has a new like cameo, and it's based around them. It's a wonderful show, David, and I can't recommend you try it enough. Best show ever made. David, what's your second favourite show ever made?
My second favourite show after this Muppets show now is Firefly.
Firefly, right? Okay, that's the topic today.
Yeah, what a lucky coincidence.
What a coincidence. We're Muppets next week. David, you really like Firefly. Talk to me a little.
Well, do you know who
What
else
grabbed
loves?
you about Firefly, David?
Well, do you know who else loves Firefly? Before
Who else loves Firefly?
Troy and Abed.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
This
If-
is where I first learned about Firefly, I think.
If one of them dies, the other one's going to stage it as a suicide because of the cancellation of Firefly, which
Yeah.
is a completely justifiable response
Yeah, this is where I've heard of Firefly more.
from the like references
Yes.
to another pop
the other,
culture.
they reference another show a lot, The Cape. Is that a real show too?
The Cape is a real show that was cancelled after one season.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
They champion these shows. Yeah, so I believe, is that what got you into it? Or
I think so.
Community?
I don't think it was Community, but I think I had heard about it as this like show that was cancelled.
once lived?
Yeah, exactly. It's like this kind of like mythical creature almost.
You and Community beat me over the head with it for so long.
Yeah.
When you watch Community as often as I do, you kind of get forced into watching shows that they talk about.
Yeah.
Like My Dinner with Andre, I'd never watch, only I have to watch that episode 12 times a year.
We're moving on to the Cape next as well. So
Next week's episode,
Yeah.
The Cape. David, this show was fucked in the ass.
it was
by
fucked in the
Fox.
ass by Fox so badly.
I don't know a lot about it,
Yeah.
but as I've experienced, watching the episodes out of order is very possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have first-hand experience. David, what did Fox do to this show?
So first of all, they advertised it completely wrong. I obviously haven't
Sorry,
seen.
before
the
we
advertising.
start, for anyone who's listening that doesn't actually watch what we talk about, what is Firefly?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Firefly is Joss Whedon, who did Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the Avengers, the first Avengers movie, and it's basically like cowboys in
Just
space.
the first one? Does he not do Ultron?
Oh, he did Ultron, but like that was
Talk about Ultron.
yeah. That was very.
Don't give him the good one. And
Yeah.
not let him away with the bad one, just because you like this show.
Oh yeah, but there's a lot of studio interference. We'll let him away with that. But yeah, so it's a kind of a cross between a sci-fi and a western. So it's essentially a western.
Cowboys in space.
Cowboys in space. I don't know how we can sell it more.
No, Cowboys in space is pretty much how I would sell it.
Yeah.
So if you like cowboys or space, go for it.
Boy, if I got a show for you.
Right, back to Fox, David.
Yeah. So first of all, they advertised it completely wrong, and I've never seen the advertising because I was alive in 2002. I wasn't.
Weren't a
Up to date on my
conscious
TV.
social media observer.
Yeah, but apparently Fox just didn't understand really what the show was about, so they just advertised it completely wrong and like it looked completely different. And then they only aired 11 of the episodes.
11
and-
of the 14?
Yeah. And they aired them in the wrong order. So the initial episode where they introduce half the cast was aired last. So yeah, I really don't understand the thought process behind it, because they say they aired the second episode first because the second episode was more action heavy, which like when the first episode introduces half the cast,
a fight.
Doesn't really make sense. Yeah, and it's not like there's no action in the first episode.
It starts off in the
action.
action.
Yeah, it starts off with a flashback to an intergalactic war.
Yeah, it's not that it starts with a one-on-one conversation for 34 minutes. It's in the thick of it immediately. Nathan Fillion being badass.
Love Nathan Fillion.
Serenity's the first episode.
Yeah, so Serenity's the first episode.
And they aired it 11th?
Yeah.
Every other episode in order, though.
No, I think
2, 3, 4?
There was a little bit of a mix-up.
So it could be 3 and 5 instead of 3 and 4.
Yeah. So just some weird stuff like that.
So they thought this show was something else other than that. What did they think it was?
I'm not really sure. I think they kind of focused more on like the sci-fi aspects, when the sci-fi is almost a background to it.
Yeah. It's more of just the sci-fi is more of a location.
Yeah.
It is more of a
western.
Yeah, it is. It's very much more of a western than it is. Like if you look at it's not Star Wars.
No, it's definitely not
Good,
Star
the bad,
Wars.
and the ugly more than it's Star Wars.
Definitely.
It's just in
space. Yeah.
Which is it's ridiculous.
It's great.
I don't pretend to know how studios work, David. But I can only assume that if you're advertising this show, someone's seen it.
You'd have to.
Someone has to have seen this. Now, I know this happens all the time.
Yeah.
Mismanagement and bad advertising and stuff. But this is I've never heard of purposefully cancelling your own.
It was due from the start.
Die.
Oh yeah, and as well as that, it was put out on the slot they had it on was the Friday evening slot, which I think has had like 10 cancelled shows in Fox in the 5 or 6 years leading up to this. Like they put it on a death slot, they advertised it wrong, and they aired the episodes out of order. Like I just don't understand.
Just don't put it on.
Yeah, you might as well. Just
you
release
surely
it as
aren't making
DVDs.
enough money from it to warrant even bothering if you're going to do it like this. Built up a massive following now, though.
Yeah, it's got a huge.
Well, I say massive. It's still a cult following.
Yeah,
but it's definitely more popular than I believe it was.
Oh yeah, at the time.
I assume more people watch it
hard.
regularly now than did on
absolutely
the running Friday evening slot.
We'll talk through the episodes, but I just love even the first episode is it's such a good kind of introduction.
Yeah.
Like it's a good setup with the kind of flashback to the war.
Where I got it, it came as an hour and 20-minute long episode. Was that 2 parts originally? Like on Fox? Because when I got it, it aired. Is it an extra long episode or is it 2 parts put together?
Oh, no, it's an 86-minute episode.
Yeah.
Randy was originally a 2-parter.
Yeah, I like Nathan Fillion, David. I've come to like David Fillion, Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
In the random
just kind of cameo appearance.
He just shows up and stuff. Yeah. I've never seen him in the main role of something. He has that cop show, but Castle. I don't watch that.
Yeah, I don't watch Castle. Apparently, it's just constantly referencing Firefly.
Yeah, I'd well believe it. Yeah. I watched maybe 5 minutes in my girlfriend's house.
Fair.
But not for me, I don't think.
Because he's Kate's husband in Lost in 3 flashback episodes. He's the maintenance guy who wants to watch porn in Community.
Yeah, he dates Haley in Modern Family. He's a weatherman.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, for I think he's in maybe 9 episodes, 10 episodes.
Yeah.
But he spreads it out over maybe a season. He's in that fan-made Uncharted movie.
Oh, is he?
It's only 46 minutes or something. He plays Nathan Drake.
So
he's now got too old to play Nathan Drake.
Yeah, because I haven't played Uncharted. But even just from the physical requirements, he did look like Nathan Drake back in the day.
He plays a head in Santa Clarita Diet.
Nice.
Severed head.
He was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine for an episode.
Yeah, and he's in Destiny too.
Go. All the big guns.
All the big guns, yeah. And he's in Firefly.
He's in
The
Firefly.
Rookie is the cop show I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's his new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
What's
Castle,
Castle?
is like his detective show then.
Rookie. And
I
Big
was
Mouth.
tweeting about that.
He plays himself in Big Mouth.
Oh, does he? I haven't watched it. I might have to watch it.
According to IMDb, if he's in it, I haven't got that far because I've seen a couple of episodes. Back to Firefly, David.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he's in Slither.
Oh yeah, he's in all of James Gunn's movies except for Guardians 2.
Is Slither James Gunn?
Yep.
Damn. Things you learn. Things you learn researching Nathan Fillion.
And also he was supposed to be in Guardians 2, but the studio cut it out because he was supposed to be an actor in that world. So they're going to have movie posters in the background of a movie about Tony Stark's life, but it was just the
Nathan
Steve
Fillion.
Jobs poster with Nathan Fillion posing as him.
I would like that.
I'd love that.
Is that anywhere? Is that
I don't think so. I don't think so, no. But because apparently there's an actual character in Marvel Comics who's an actor that gets superpowers. So he was he wanted to bring him in as that guy.
So he would have had to hang around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, he's in the upcoming Suicide Squad film.
Is he?
Yeah.
Everyone's in this.
Everyone's in this.
John Cena's in it.
I think he's. Oh, he's. I think he can pull his arms off and use them as weapons or something.
Or if he pulls his arm off.
Don't know how it works. This is just what I've heard.
I've never understood this idea, because if you can pull your arm off and swing it, just swing it.
Yeah, just like punch.
Punch.
But
There's no
it
need-
gives you a bit of an extra reach.
Yeah, but it's also flimsier.
Oh, it's much flimsier, yeah.
So like, I think what you gain in length, you lose in power.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
what
also, how easy is it? Are they still like sentient? Are they still? Can he still move them?
Oh.
Because your fist would unclench.
Yeah, that's true. It would just go floppy.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So if
you
he
could
can still clench
Or-
and put the power in, then yeah, fair enough.
pull his arm off and like throw it over into someone's house, and then like the arm creeps around and strangles people.
Yeah,
Like that movie,
that movie, The Hand.
The Hand with Michael Caine or someone.
Yeah, is it like if you cut off a zombie's head and it can still bite?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm intrigued. We'll find out.
I'm very excited about it,
Suicide Squad
yeah.
2, when he smothers John Cena with a pillow from a mile away. Back to Firefly.
Back to Firefly, yeah. So just the setup in the first episode, even with the Reavers as well, where they're like almost this campfire story, and Simon, who's the doctor, the very sheltered kind of doctor, who's never been out to the kind of outer worlds.
Feels really bad about anything that goes on.
Yeah, exactly. But Zoe tells him, they'll rape us to death, eat our flesh, and then sew our skin into their clothing. And if we're very, very lucky, they'll do it in that order. And it's just so fucking creepy, and I love it. I love Jane, played by Adam Baldwin. He's just like such an arsehole, but he always has like at least one or two great lines.
Yeah,
in
he
every
definitely
episode.
absolutely does.
I fucking love him. Yeah, so that's the first episode, pretty much.
Yeah, that would sum it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you were counting it as part 1 of the first episode.
Yeah.
The Train Job, I believe, is the second name.
Yeah, Strange Job's the second episode, which I love the opening scene to this, where they have the bar fight.
This is my favourite scene.
Yeah.
In the show, because Nathan Fillion constantly, it seems, finds himself in a unionist pub.
Yeah.
on Union Day, just to pick a fight with a unionist.
Yeah, and I love the guy he's picking a fight with says something about, the rebels, and he says, turn around and say that to my face. And man repeats and says, what are you going to do now? And he's like, oh, nothing. I was just letting her get behind you.
Yeah.
And he turns around and you want to just box him in the face.
Your coat's kind of brown.
Yeah. Yeah, it was on sale.
Yeah, greatness. What a scene.
Yeah, Niska is introduced in this as well, who's this creepy kind of, Eastern European, just like
Definitely
crime lord.
creepy.
And oh yeah, he just loves torturing people. And like he walks in and he starts talking about, how reputation means nothing without if there's no proof of it. And then he just opens a door behind him and there's a man just hanging, just fucking flayed. It's
It's a cool show.
it's so good. Yeah, Bushwhacked was the third episode, which one of the more kind of quiet episodes. It's not a huge amount going on.
So it's the one Fox should have put first.
Yeah. But it does more with the Reavers, kind of establishes them more as a threat, as just these fucking lunatic people. Also, I love River in this. I just love River in this show.
This show, yeah.
She's so creepy.
I like the Reavers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're a great, what's the word?
Villain, kind of like Boogeyman.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, they feel threatening the whole way.
Yeah,
Anytime
they're
you
almost
hear
like
about
the White Walkers in Game of Thrones, where they're just this like...
That's a great example, yeah.
And actually, if you enjoyed the Reavers, I think you'll like the movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Reavers are a big part of the movie.
Is there one movie or two?
There is one movie.
Serenity.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour film. I would highly recommend it if you enjoyed Firefly.
I'll watch it eventually, I think.
Yeah.
Just because I've come this far.
Yeah,
There's
you
no
might as
reason
well.
not to, yeah. And just so because you're going to bully me into covering it at some stage.
Yeah.
So.
Next week we're covering Serenity.
Serenity.
And
On
then-
Union Day 2021.
And then this is another movie, or the next episode I fucking love is Shindig, where they all go to the party.
Oh, yes, okay. Very aptly named episodes, these shows.
Yeah, I love them.
The Train Job, the one with the train.
Shindig, the one with the shindig.
Bushwhacked, you get whacked in a bush.
But I love Nathan Fillion in this. I think this is possibly his best episode. And I love Badger.
Yes.
Badger is fucking great. I went to school with a guy called Badger who looked exactly like this guy.
Yeah, we did go to school with Badger. I don't think he liked Badger.
Oh, he liked being called Badger?
I don't think so.
Oh, he just embraced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I asked him for his name and he was like, it's pointless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he just absorbed, like, his name on like all his social media was just Badger.
Yeah.
He just accepted it. But yeah, I love Badger's holding them all in the ship while Mal is being held, for this duel that he has to do because he punched some rich guy. And River comes out and and River's obviously a wanted fugitive, so they're trying to like hide her. And she just starts talking this Cockney accent, telling Badger his life story, and he's just kind of like looking at her, he's like, oh, nice to see someone from the old neighborhood. And she just looks at him and is like, no, it's not. And it's just I just love River. She's just so funny. And also I love in the fight scene where Nathan Fillion beats him anyway in the duel, and he's like, the people are telling him like, oh, you've got to kill him, you can't let him live, that's humiliating. And he goes, mercy's the mark of a great man. And he just stabs him in the leg, and he's like, I'm just a good man. And then he stabs him again. I'm alright. I just love this show.
Yeah, it comes across, David.
Yeah, it does it.
I'm kind of just letting you randle here because
Yeah, but it's brilliant. And then I love the reveal at the end of this episode where I think it's Mal and an hour sitting in like the hold, and then it might have been,
must be an hour.
yeah, because they're talking about the geode, I think.
It must be.
And then they're talking about how it's great to have the cargo, and it just cuts off, and there's a load of fucking cows just walking around the hold, and it's just such like a weird thing. Like you'd never fucking see that.
No, not in Star Wars.
Exactly,
anyway.
yeah.
No.
And that goes back to the point where it is just a western.
It's just a western.
Yes,
Yeah. You don't find cows just randomly pop up in sci-fi shows. I don't watch enough of them to know actually, but
I've never seen a cow.
that famous scene in Alien where all the cows just walk across.
Yeah. Then episode is Safe, which is another one where it starts building up this weird, mysterious backstory for Shepherd Book, which was never explained, and it's referenced a couple of times. So first of all, Shepherd Book has some sort of pull with the Alliance where they instantly bring him into a hospital, and then this is kind of referenced a couple more times where he seems to know a lot about crime, and people are kind of like, you know a lot about crime for a preacher. And then actually in the last episode, the bounty hunter who's knocked him out, the doctor says to him, this is part of your plan, you beat up a shepherd, and he goes, that's not a shepherd. And I just want to know what the fuck was going on there.
Yeah.
But it was never explained, and the show was
Does
cancelled.
it get explained in the film?
No. Tragic.
Wait.
I don't know, because
Does
I
he
assume
come back?
for the film. Yeah.
They're all back, are they?
They all come back for the film.
Okay.
But like, because I assume the movie was a plot line from a future season. I don't think it would have been the second season, or maybe there's like parts of like the second season, but there's like the big plot line about the Reavers. I think that was like 3 or 4 seasons in, because it was supposed to go for 7 seasons. That was the original plan.
7 seasons?
Yeah, 7 seasons in the movie.
Was 14 episodes the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't just get told to stop filming.
They got told to stop releasing them after 11. But yeah, no, 14 episodes was the plan, pretty much.
Does it end on episode 11? Like on the original Fox run? Did they just cancel it, or did they end it?
It ends on episode 1, technically. Like, it ends on Serenity, which was aired 11th.
Did they ever air the finale in any order?
They air them like on the BBC and like on Sci-Fi,
so
but
weird.
not on Fox. Yeah, I don't understand
that at all.
Like, you've got 3 episodes there that are made. Why would you not just air them?
Yeah, it's mad.
Even if they're not.
I can't lose you that much money.
Yeah, because even like now, you see TV shows that are cancelled, but they still air. Like, they're cancelled halfway through the season, but they still air the rest of the season.
You see a lot of shows cancelled, but they're like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I don't think I've ever seen.
Like, iZombie's a great example of that, where they cancel it. On Mr. Robot more so, I think, because I think iZombie was the plan. But they cancel Mr. Robot between 3 and 4, but they're like, finish 4.
Yeah.
So, end the show.
And I think that makes so much more sense. Like, I've never seen a show cancelled during its first season and then have the rest of the episodes pulled, other than Heil Honey I'm Home, which is the sitcom about Hitler.
Understandable, I think.
Yeah, a bit more understandable.
I don't think Firefly's quite as offensive.
No, not really.
Unless you're a Reaver, maybe, but
Yeah, could be it.
you don't want to hear them talking about you.
They got a lot of calls in from the Reavers. Weren't happy about it.
Or Mrs. Reynolds, David. Episode 6.
I love this.
This is my favourite episode.
This is
I think.
excellent.
This is where Christina Hendricks comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pull a job, and basically they're shooting bandits, but Mal is dressed as a woman for some reason, pretending to be Jane's wife. So he's wearing this big pink floral bonnet, and the bandits come up, and he's like, right, we're going to take all your stuff, and then you're going to give us some time alone with your woman. And Jane just goes, well, you might want to reconsider that last part, because I married a fierce, ugly woman. And then Nathan Fillion just pops up, how did you do that? How could you embarrass me in front of new people? But anyway, so they have a party for...
Christina Hendricks is great.
Yeah, Christina Hendricks is excellent, because they have a party, and Mal gets married without realising it to Christina
Hendricks,
yeah.
Saffron.
So next day they all wake up, or they all get up on the ship and they fly off, and Christina Hendricks is just there, and she's playing like this, this kind of like very simple woman who just wants to, make him dinner and be a good wife and all this, when she's actually like an undercover assassin.
She is, which is pretty much her character in Mad Men.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she got a bit typecast.
But yeah, she's definitely been pigeonholed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knocks Mal out.
Yeah, with the kiss.
Yeah.
And then that's when Jane comes in with the line, that's why I never kiss him on the mouth.
Episode 7, Janestown. Trying to run through these.
Yeah, Janestown, another great episode. So it opens with, or I'm not sure if it opens with, but one of the good scenes at the start is River's trying to fix the Bible. So she's going through Shepherd Book's Bible and like crossing out things that don't make sense. She's like, Noah's Ark is a problem, and she starts trying to fix it all. I do love the relationship between River and Book in this episode.
Is this the episode? This is the one where Fess loses his virginity.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Or that doesn't happen in 6?
Wait, Fess is the magistrate's son.
Yes.
Yeah, that's this episode.
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking, I have like the list here just to remind myself what's going on.
Yeah, so Janestown is basically, he pulled a job and when he was flying away with the money, the ship was going down, so he needed to lose the weight. So he had to first of all, he threw his partner off so he could keep the money. And then when that didn't work, he had to throw the money off. And the money and all the mudders, the people who work in the fucking mud field, they all got the money and they hailed Jane as this hero. So when they run into the town, he's kind of hiding his face and all that because, he did a job here and it went south a couple of years ago. And there's just this statue of him.
Thinks he's a wanted man.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just so brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. This is no, it's not the episode. I get to it. I was going to say this is the one that I watched first, but it's not. No.
Oh, okay.
I watched the first one. I think I watched episode 11.
Oh, the second one with Saffron.
Yeah.
But the next episode was Out of Gas.
Yes, right.
Which I think is one of my favourite episodes. It's kind of the flashback one where it's going back and cutting to like when they meet. It basically to when Mal bought the ship and all the characters that were already on the ship in episode 1, where they all got onto the ship, and Wash with his mustache, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, you like a mustache, David.
But I also just love the kind of like reaction to Zoe, where he's like, I don't like him. There's just something about him. But yeah, I love Nathan Fillion in this. It's a much more somber episode, but it's still done really well, and it's great.
Compared to the bombastic, everything else, yeah, it absolutely is. It's
a much more quiet kind of episode.
Definitely a turn from Shindig.
Yeah, a little bit, just a bit.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Number 9,
which is Ariel, which is another great episode. So this it's a heist episode, which I love. I don't know about you, but I love a heist movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ocean's 11, Ocean's 8, not Ocean's 12. Don't get me fucking started on Ocean's 12.
Ocean's 13.
Ocean's 13, great. Just not Ocean's 12. But and I love because it's Simon gives him the job, who's the doctor, and he's a very he's not a criminal mastermind, but he so overplans the job. They go into the hospital with all these lines memorized, and they've been working like all day to memorize these lines, and then they just get to the front desk like, yeah, they're dead, right, take them down to the morgue, don't ask them a single question. And this is when the 2x2 Hands of Blue people come in, which again were something that was never expanded upon because it was cut, but in the DVD commentary they're called the Blue Sun Operatives.
Sad.
It is, yeah.
Hunt DVD commentary
because there's so much they could have done. Like there was so much that was cut. Because another thing that was actually cut that they was actually supposed to be in the first season was that Inara's dying of terminal illness. So that's why she left the kind of like companion place where she was like a really highly regarded companion. But she left that.
That's never even mentioned.
Exactly, because Fox cut it out. So the plan, but there's still things there that kind of hint to it
because of it.
Yeah. So the plan was that if the show went on, Joss Whedon would have got more power and he would have brought that in,
right,
and eventually revealed it. But because they never
got the chance.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just a shame that so much got cut.
It's really sad.
And it could have done so much more with the Blue Sun or whatever they were.
Eventually only got, if you work it out, like 16 episodes, if you count the film as 2 episodes.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
War Stories. So this is one where Wash gets jealous that it's always Zoe who's his wife. He goes out on the kind of adventures with Mal and he never gets to go. So he decides to go out, and of course they get kidnapped, him and Mal, and they get tortured. So Zoe gets all the money they have and goes in and says, right, this is the money we owed you and extra, pretty much. And he goes, I think this is enough for maybe one of them. And she goes, Wash. And he kind of just looks out because he was about to obviously go on a big rant about, you've got to choose, who do you want, your captain or your husband? And he just instantly just, Wash. Yeah. And then they launch a rescue mission and just start shooting people.
This is because he forces his way onto that. He does this instead because he's fed up that Zoe and Mal
always have their funny stories together.
Their like bonding stories. Yeah.
But it is also where we get River being weird and murdering people. So basically Kaylee's pinned down.
Yeah, the only time we get River being weird.
Yeah, never happens again. Yeah, so Kaylee's basically pinned down and River just picks up the gun and looks out and sees 3 people and then just closes her eyes and just walks out and just like fucking Terminator style just shoots them all. Which is, it's great. She gets infinitely more badass in the movie as well. So
I look forward to maybe ever watching it.
And also another great line by Book, because I fucking love Shepard Book as well. He's just so funny. But they were talking when Mal's back in the ship. They're talking, and Simon's like, "Yeah, I've never shot anyone before." And Book just turns to him, "I was there, son. You still haven't shot anyone." But
he's great.
Like the back and forth with all the characters is fantastic.
Yeah, they work well together.
I think that's Joss Whedon's strong point.
Yeah,
like even you see it in Avengers, like
even in Ultron.
Yeah, the dialogue is perfect.
Yeah, he does like film isn't.
Yeah, exactly. He does like ensemble casts So good. And then the episode you watched first.
The episode I watched first.
Episode 11.
Because I was told they're out of order.
Yeah.
So watch 11 first.
Yeah.
But they were in the right order. It was just the wrong names. So I watched Serenity first.
But it was
trash.
Okay, yeah.
So it opens up with Mal stumbling upon Christina Hendricks, married to...
Oh, it opens up with Mal naked sitting on a rock.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah.
But it gets to...
The classic 72 hours earlier. And then, yeah.
How Mal got here. Yeah, he stumbles on Christina Hendricks. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he married her? Okay, who's this guy?
Yeah, exactly,
Who
yeah.
is he? Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I love the reveal.
Because you
like,
told me it starts with a flashback.
yeah.
So I assumed
that
that's
was
what
the
you
72
meant.
hour. Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I didn't question it when it happened.
Yeah. You're like, this will all make sense in like
Had you
20
said
minutes.
he doesn't start naked on a rock, I'd have been
You would
like,
have figured
right,
that
okay.
out, yeah.
I was like, Breaking Bad, he starts in his boxers, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
What a show.
Ah, Breaking Bad. Or boxers, more tidy whities.
Tidy whities,
Yeah.
but underwear, whatever.
Yeah, and I love, like, again, it's another kind of heist episode where they're stealing, like, the first laser gun, which,
Yeah, she gets him to help.
yeah, steal it from her other previous husband. And I
She
love,
has many husbands.
yeah, and when he confronts him, he goes, "Who is this?" And she goes, "He's my husband." He goes, "Well, who isn't?" Yeah,
Yeah, it's shocking to no one. Saffron betrays Mal.
yeah, absolute shock. But
Leaves him naked in the desert.
it's a classic triple twist.
It's a classic naked mess around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's another solid episode. And then episode 12 is The Message.
I had not watched this one. This is the one I probably would have moved on to this if I had it.
Okay,
really.
yeah.
But no, I went back to right.
I think, yeah, because these are the last three, so I think these are the ones that weren't aired.
Yeah, this is when... Oh, right, okay, so these were the cancelled ones.
I think so, yeah.
Right. This is because that body comes.
Yeah, so they get Tracy.
Tracy, okay.
So they just get a body in the hat, and Jane gets a nice hat. But yeah, no, I love the opening scene on the space station. Just the kind of like normal day almost, and this guy, claiming, oh, if he's found an alien body, and he's got this alien body, you just sort of, pay 10 quid and you get to see the alien body, and it just cuts to inside, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's a cow fetus.
Cows are a big theme in Firefly.
Big fans of cows.
Cows theme.
Joss Whedon's a big fan.
Yeah, squeezing cows in.
But yeah, and even just like they're eating like the kind of like ice cream on a like ball. It's like almost like a ball and chain. It's like a ball of ice cream.
All
or
ice
something.
creams are
Yeah.
all the rage nowadays, David. Have
Oh,
you seen
absolutely.
this?
No, I haven't.
I've had I work in Tesco.
Oh, dear.
I've had many customers stop me to ask for balls of ice cream. They're
Really?
a big TikTok trend apparently.
Oh, are they? I'm not on TikTok.
Moons or something they're called. New moons, little moons.
Not
We
heard
don't
of this.
have them because
Oh,
we're
we don't
not-
have them.
No.
Okay.
because no one knows what it is. They're like American TikToks or something.
Oh, for fuck's
No
sake.
idea.
Yeah, but I
Firefly.
love. Yeah, Firefly. Yeah, so I just love River just trying to like eat the food, and she goes, "My food's problematic." Like she just comes out with all this weird shit, but it's just like it kind of makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, she's right. They called her mad because she told the truth.
Yeah.
And again, Alan Tudyk in this is just so funny. He plays Wash. He's just so funny in everything.
I think that's a great. It's not a great cast as in the way we normally speak of it, as in
Yeah.
if you look at the names, but they all work extremely
Exactly.
well.
Yeah, it's the
Like,
kind of ones where like they're all small enough actors.
I believe now I'm probably thinking I'm missing someone straight away, but the only ones I recognise are Nathan Fillion, Nara,
Yeah, she's in Deadpool.
Vanessa. Yeah, she's Deadpool. Vanessa in Deadpool, and I
in
can't
Homeland.
think of her name for the life of me. Second girl,
Not Kaylee.
just talked about her.
Kaylee
Is that her name?
or River, the mechanic or the psychic.
The fucking I know her name. It's fucking Zoe.
Oh yeah, Gina Torres.
Yeah, she is in Suits.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
she's also
she's-
in Hannibal, I think.
A completely different character in Suits. It was a massive step back
Oh,
from
was it?
what I
Yeah.
expected of him. Yeah.
Yeah, because Alan Tudyk, I think he's murdered a man, and the Sci-Fi Channel helped him cover it up because he's just constantly in these awful Sci-Fi Channel movies.
Okay.
Oh no, he hasn't actually murdered.
Yeah.
a man.
Okay. I thought this was another 2 Man podcast scoop.
Yeah, no, but he's actually, I think he's a voice actor. He was in a load of the Disney movies as a voice actor, and he's in Rogue One as the robot.
I look forward to it. I'll be talking about it later. Go on.
You're on your way to Rogue One.
I'm on my way to Rogue One.
Yeah, he's very good in it.
Episode 13, Hearts of Gold.
Yes, this is another one where it kind of develops Mal and Inara together, and it gives more of kind of like the background to Inara that, she left this other Nandi, who's an old friend of Inara, asked them for help to defend against, this warlord. But it's... Yeah, and she kind of gives more of Inara's backstory, where she was like on her way to like becoming like really high position in the companions, but and then she just left. And
Also gets on pretty well with Mal.
gets on very well with Mal, yeah, to Inara's upset.
Yeah. Mal and Nandy, good friends.
Oh yeah, great friends.
Yeah, I think this strange. I'd like to Towards the end of Firefly, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what they do next season.
Yeah, exactly.
The more they like when they build up, they talk about the companions and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, they're gonna build on this next season.
yeah, and I love the world building. This. So the companions are essentially prostitutes, but they're like it's held in very high regard.
Yeah, they're like we talked to Wolf of Wall Street last week. They're like the top draw have
Yeah.
to wear 3 condoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like very high end and they're very like respected, which is, again, something you really wouldn't see in a TV show in the 2000s. But
No, it also feels more of a Western kind of thing.
it does, yeah.
I don't know many sci-fi prostitutes. It's the type of thing, I think. It's absolutely a Western more than it's
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I'll not understand the sci-fi. It is just cowboys in space.
It's just cowboys in space, yeah, and it's so good.
Right, Inara.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Nara
yeah.
decides to leave the ship at the end of this episode, and this leads into the second episode where she's kind of like talking to Mal about, leaving the ship, but she doesn't want to tell the others yet until she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she wants to get off like as soon as possible, not drag it out.
Which leads us into
Yes.
Objects in Space.
Which is a very river-centric episode.
So
it's-
this was always planned to be the finale.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was the finale. This was always supposed to be the finale. Yeah, so it's very kind of river-centric. They start realising how River could be dangerous because she gets her hands on a gun and no one really knows what. And it shows it from her perspective and she thinks it's just a stick. So she's just picking up a stick and she's kind of like... And then it cuts to everyone else screaming and like, put the gun down, put the gun down. And she just realised she's got a gun in her hand. Just this kind of stuff. And they're all talking about it. And there's another great line where they start talking like and saying like, I think she can read minds. Or I think she's some sort of psychic. And Wash goes, reading minds? Doesn't that seem a little bit sci-fi? And his wife just turns to him and goes, honey, we live in a spaceship.
Yeah.
Which is just like, it's just such a fucking funny line.
It feels Joss Whedon-y to me.
It's such a Joss Whedon line, but it's great. And then we get this bounty hunter, Jubal Early,
Yeah.
who is so fucking creepy.
This is like, to compare it to another, we keep going back to Star Wars just because he feels Boba Fett-y in the minimum amount of time compared to the 14 episodes that the show is, but just feels iconic.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels Firefly is like you think of Nathan Fillion and all, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like when you think Star Wars, Boba Fett's one of the things you think of,
Yeah.
even though he doesn't speak.
Like there's very
anything
few
at all.
characters that appear for one episode that you remember as well.
Remember, yeah.
Yeah. Like
And maybe because there only is 14 episodes.
Yeah, could be
so if had it been a 7-season show, maybe
He
it
wouldn't
doesn't
have.
stick out.
Yeah. But even like we talk about like the X-Files where like
Tooms,
yeah, he's only in it for 2 episodes, but he's probably one of the more iconic villains.
Again, from what I've seen, but I've
Yeah.
only seen the 3 seasons. Not even all of season 3. But
Yeah.
the X-Files is a conversation for another very far off day. Jabal Early.
And then, so he's basically looking for River, and then all of a sudden River's voice comes over the intercom, and she's melted away into the ship, which, like, is something I could so see a show like this doing, where she, like, just merges her, like, mind with the ship,
Yeah,
she
she
becomes
is the
surrendered.
ship, yeah.
Yeah, when in reality, she's jumped out of the ship onto the Jubal's ship, and is just using the intercom from that. But it's... And it's just this realization because she's...
I wouldn't have blinked twice if she had just become the ship.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's just, it's such a great kind of, just like a twist. It's funny, like.
Yeah, it's
where-
not even so much a twist as it's a reveal.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they
But
don't
it's-
commit to it for long enough to be a secret twist.
I think it would be the twist if she became the
If she
ship,
became
yeah.
the actual ship.
But yeah, it's just so great. It's something that like I could so easily see a show like that doing, and then it just like reveals that she's just she's just taking the piss.
just on the phone. She's basically on the phone to him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just great.
This is when she becomes a member of the crew.
Yeah, she gets
Set up season 2.
Yes, which is coming soon, I promise.
I wouldn't be shocked if you told me fucking Sci-Fi's bringing Firefly back.
I'd love it. Oh,
It wouldn't shock me at all the way everything's going.
Yeah.
We're getting a new season of Dexter this year, David.
oh, we are, aren't we?
Absolutely. I
And we're
can't
getting
wait.
a reboot of Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter's been rebooted. Well, I think that's further off.
Yeah,
They're still pitching ideas as far as I can tell.
yeah.
But
It's just been announced.
they'll always be. We haven't announced the new Star Wars trilogy, but I'm sure it's coming.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And then the MCU kicks off. Stuff just repeats, David.
Yeah, it's just we just live in a cycle.
I can't wait for us all to become masters of. We all became really knowledgeable about the comics when the Infinity Saga was going on.
Yeah.
I can't wait to all know about fucking space dogs in 1936 or something. What a show, David.
It's a great show, and I would highly recommend the movie.
I will get to the movie.
Yeah, because I talked on our best villains list about Chiwetel Ejiofor,
Yes.
who is fantastic. So he's kind of like almost the next step up from those Blue Sun guys. He's just like an operative. Like they say, like he doesn't have a name, he doesn't have an identity, and he's just like this absolute psychopath. He's brilliant in it. Nathan Fillion's brilliant in it. All the cast come back. And
That's the worry for stuff like that. I think.
Yeah,
if you can't get everyone back and you can't think of a way to
explain
barring extreme circumstances, like if Nathan Fillion had passed away or something, you obviously let it away.
Let him go with that.
Barring exceptional circumstances, if you can't get everyone back, it almost defeats the point.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great, and there's so much planned for it. Like the cast have like talked about some of the plans they had. So one plan was that Jane was going to leave the crew and he was going to get his own ship, and he was basically going to become like this kind of almost rival to Mal. So like they'd be like competing for jobs and stuff like this. Obviously Inara, we talked about having like the terminal disease that was going to be expanded on, and then the Reavers, which were expanded on in season 2, which is or not season 2, the film. Yeah, it's essentially season 2, pretty much. The film actually does a really good job of like wrapping it up. It doesn't feel like a complete ending, but it feels like the ending of a TV show. Do you know, like in Friends, like
they wrap it up.
It feels like the ending of that TV show, but it's obviously like stuff goes on. It's not like Breaking Bad where like, you know, it's not like Nathan Fillion dies.
Yeah. Right. Do you feel we've covered Firefly?
I think we have.
I have a question for you, David.
Go on.
What do you think is more likely? Or not that you think is more likely. What do you want more? A Firefly season 2?
Bad feeling I know what this
or
is.
the Community movie?
Don't make me pick.
What do you think's more likely, the Community movie?
Community movie, absolutely. There's.
You feel like that's coming?
That's coming, yeah. I think this Firefly is.
To our point, is it worth doing the Community movie if you can't get everyone back?
I don't think so.
At what stage do you?
Well, I think.
Do you cut Pierce and?
Yeah, I think.
Cut your losses.
Yeah,
if you got everyone except Pierce, is that enough?
I'd be very happy with that. If you get Donald Glover,
I can't imagine once you get Donald Glover that anyone else is a struggle.
Yeah, no. If you
and
get
he seems up for it.
Yeah.
If it's the right idea, because I know it was a charity cause and stuff, but he seems really into the
reading, the
screen reading,
with Pedro Pascal. That was brilliant.
Pascal, yeah. Do you get Pedro Pascal in?
Yes, absolutely you do. Do you get Pedro Pascal in everything? He is the best part in everything he's in. He made Wonder Woman an alright movie.
Because if you do the Community movie, who are you missing? You're missing Pierce. You're obviously missing Leonard.
Oh, is he dead?
He passed away.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so you obviously can't use Leonard. I'm sure they'd find a way to tell him to shut up one more time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Other than that, like I can't imagine getting Magnitude's going to be too hard. Getting Garrett for 1 minute just to come in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You'd get them all back. So Community movies happening. Firefly season 2 is not happening.
No, unfortunately not.
That about wraps up Firefly, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll leave the games for next week.
Yeah, I've brought a recommendation though.
I was going to mention to you that I found it hard. The people who watch Firefly are intellectual, it seems.
Yeah.
I found no outstandingly embarrassing IMDb reviews. So
they're all spot on.
Yeah, they're all just maybe slightly misleading.
Yeah.
But not enough for me to force it in.
Yeah.
So I will leave that for next week.
Okay, right.
What's your recommendation, David?
Yeah, well, I thought about going the easy way and just recommending the movie, but I thought that's way too on brand.
That's a cop-out, yeah.
Yeah, so way too on brand. So I thought I'd end it on a positive note, unlike last week. So I'm recommending Inmate Number 1, which is a documentary about Danny Trejo's life.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but Danny Trejo was like addicted to heroin from when he was like 13, 14, and he ended up in prison a lot, and he boxed a lot in prison, and he was the San Quentin champion for like 2 years, and basically someone saw him. His mate said, "Oh, do you want to be an extra in this movie?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And so the director saw him and said, "Oh, you're the boxer. You're your man from San Quentin." I don't know how he knew. I don't know how much prison boxing he's watching.
It gets around.
Yeah, but he knew apparently. He had a tattoo of like the Virgin Mary on him or something.
Okay.
Recognizable. Yeah, but yeah, basically that was his first movie, and then he just became a movie star. And he ended up working with Robert Rodriguez a lot. I think it was Robert Rodriguez, the guy who did Spy Kids.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. And then they found out that they're like third cousins.
Oh, what a wild world.
It is, yeah. It's not like, it doesn't hold anything back.
Is it it's a load of talking heads, or is it just Danny Trejo?
It's a load of talking heads. It's Danny Trejo, Robert Rodriguez,
so
Michelle Rodriguez. Is it Michelle Rodriguez from Lost?
From Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Lost. Yeah. Okay,
yeah. Just like a load of people who know him. A really nice story. It's because he like works in like
Michelle Rodriguez and Robert Rodriguez the same Rodriguez?
Oh, maybe they are, and that never occurred to me until
just because it's funny that he'd know Robert Rodriguez
and Michelle Rodriguez.
I don't know if they're
and
be related to one of them.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's a really good story. Danny Trejo seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he does come across a bit scary.
Oh, terrifying.
But yeah,
no, like he works in like he goes into prisons and works in like drug rehabilitation centers and all sorts. So yeah. Inmate number 1.
Yeah,
and
it's
as well
not
as
good for
that,
me.
it's not like, do you know with Netflix, where very often they'll kind of pick a side for a documentary?
Yeah.
So like in the Madeleine McCann one, they were interviewing the guy that funded the McCann, so they couldn't really say, well, maybe the McCanns
Yeah,
killed
they
her.
can't go that way.
But with this, like
They're not related.
they're not related, no. Okay. But in this, they're like,
They're just show both sides.
yeah,
Brutally
like
honest.
Danny Trejo, like, is nothing hold back. Like, he admits, like, you know, this was not a good time in my life. I was not doing good stuff. You know, I was robbing convenience stores and all this. It's nothing held back, and it's just really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can people find us?
People can find us 2 Men 1 Pod on Twitter, 2 Men a Pod on Instagram, and at 2menandapod@gmail.com.
Yeah, and if you find us anywhere where you can listen to podcasts,
Yes.
do review us.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently it helps a lot.
I've been told.
I know more of you listen than review.
Yeah.
So go review.
With what,
you
like,
losers.
6 reviews on Apple Podcasts.
6 reviews, and I know more than 6 of you. So the 7th man, go do it. We will be back next week for another topic. A little different. It's not so much a top 10 ranking as it is our favourite fictional worlds, David.
Yeah.
Maybe fictional worlds we want to live in.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically just
I
like...
think mine are mostly ones I want to live in.
Okay, mine not so much.
I misunderstood. Okay. Right, we'll be back next week for best fictional worlds.
And we may have a bonus episode on Tuesday.
If you look at it on Tuesday, February 2nd, you might find one.
Yeah. So next week, we're also going to be having a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Next
Tuesday, February 2nd.
Yeah.
Will we tell them what it is?
No, we won't.
No. Check the
next
feed
week-
on Tuesday.
We're also going to be having a bonus episode on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, February 2nd.
Yeah.
Check the feed.
Yeah.
Find out.
But
See
next
you
week, we're going to be having a...
What is going on? Oh, fuck you. Fuck off. You'll get that on Tuesday.
We're leaving that in, yeah. You'll
Yeah,
get
leave
that.
that in.
Right, see you next
Right,
week.
see you next week.